Paul, obviously you guys, I mean, you were aware of the length and all that, but the length seemed, if I had to pinpoint just kind of one talking point on what the difference was, it seemed to be the length. A lot of hands in passing lanes and, troubleshooting over them and stuff like that. Were you surprised at all by their length? Was the team surprised at all by their length? Is that what you expected?
I told the guys after the game, obviously their length is strong, so I don't want to take away from that, but I just thought it was their intensity. I thought they played harder defensively than we did. And it's a great learning lesson to see a team of that experience play that hard. Their length became an impact on the game because of their work ethic and just intensity on that end of the court. We just didn't quite have it. And I want to look that way. So hopefully it'll be a great opportunity for us to see how we should be playing at that end of the court, the way a veteran, great basketball team like they did tonight. So I don't want to take away too much from their length because I think it's a good point, but I think it's coupled with a team that played incredibly hard tonight. So you have to tip your cap to Boise on that.
And then specific to the game, some X's and O's or some runs and stuff like that. You guys had it down. I mean, it's an ugly game, but you guys had it down to 6 at one point in the second half. They go from there on a 25-5 run that 15-0 in the middle of or at the end of really what separated what was an ugly but still in it kind of game and what it ended up being. That run, what was it that got you guys close again, and then what was it that got away from you in that run right there?
I actually thought our defense early in the second half was actually pretty good. We had them under 30% field goal there for a while. I thought we started to have getting more stops, which was great. Unfortunately, we just had a really tough time taking care of the basketball tonight. And those pick sixes are just they pop the balloon. We got a young group and they get the ball and it might be a loose ball or a play and they just get excited and they throw something that's not there and we've just got to learn to be more patient offensively to be able to not obviously have those kind of runs go against us on the other side. So we're going to need some guys to step up and just be just give us more leadership, particularly in the offensive end of the court when our defense is playing well like it was.
With your offense, they weren't shooting well tonight. Do you think that was more of a Boise State defense or was it just mistakes from young guys or inexperience?
Yeah, I think the quality of our shots weren't great. So you have to tip your cap to Boise. They made us make a lot of tough shots. Keith not being able to get back into the game kind of probably limited their concern about getting out on the perimeter. So you get in there and there's 10 hands and there's 5 bodies and there's a lot of traffic and trying to find somebody to help stretch all of that without Keith was challenging. So they did a good job defensively. They collapsed on everything. They didn't let us get kind of the inside paint touches and shots that we wanted. And then they had good closeouts on the back end as well.
Since you mentioned him, can you give us any update that you've been given so far on Keith and his ankle? It looked like his ankle, right?
Yeah, it's an ankle injury. He had it a little bit earlier in the season. So it's a re-injure. I don't know how significant it might be. We'll kind of check it out tomorrow. I don't think it's anything major, but we'll see how he's feeling tomorrow.
Obviously, a lot of things you might want to adjust for the next game. But what were some positives that you did see today?
I told the guys the best part of this is it was a good slice of humble pie for a lot of kids. So when you're young, you think you're the next Alston, you're going to be on that NBA draft board. It's every kid's the same way. And you got to see firsthand what that player kind of looks like, what those people look like. And it's a great opportunity for us. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't believe in our team or I don't think those guys can be those players. I think we have tremendous young talent on this team. And we just went into a very experienced team that plays the right way. And hopefully there's a lot to learn from that. So I told them that's the biggest positive to me. We can learn and grow from this and say, wow, that's pretty darn good. What they're doing in this situation, what they're doing in that situation. It isn't always about maybe what your notoriety might be coming into New Mexico. It's what you do when you get here.
Paul, what are some of the advantages but also disadvantages of the schedule and the quick turnaround, getting the opportunity to get back on the court, but maybe less time to change things?
Yeah, I think for a young team like us, it's probably not great because I'd like to go back and practice for 2 or 3 days and clean all these things up. And we're not going to have a lot of really on-court full practice time. So for someone like us, we've just got to find a way to get as much into tomorrow as we possibly can without really hurting our ability to come back on Wednesday. But at the same time, like I told the guys yesterday at practice, we're not the point where we're doing walkthroughs and just getting ready for a game. We're way too far behind to do that. So we have to keep practicing. We have to keep working. We have to play almost as if there isn't a game tomorrow because we got a lot of catching up to do. And there's no time to just whittle it down and get focused for the Boise game. We need kids that need workouts. We need kids that need practice and live contact and play. So for us, it's probably not an ideal situation, but hey, the ability to go out and play a game, we're all grateful for, we're thankful for. To get our 4th game in was a blessing, and to get our 5th game in will be another one.
I know there's a risk of kind of becoming a mental thing here, but you guys are 4 games in and you're an under 60% free throw shooting team. Have you talked to them yet about free throw shooting? Is that something you plan to say anything about?
It's hard. We talk about it as a staff. When you don't live at home, you can't go to a gym. So, it's hard. We only have so many hours in the day. If we have an hour and a half today at Boise, we have to do some basketball stuff. There's no extra shooting time. There's no coming in at night to get shots up. There's no coming in the morning during the day and get shots up. We don't have an opportunity to do that anywhere. So whenever we get our practice time, we're kind of torn between sit around and watch guys shoot on 2 baskets free throws or work on our game and practice and kind of develop. So it's something we're just going to have to continue to manage and monitor. I don't know if us just stopping practice to just do all those things is the right thing to do. But I also don't think just continuing to plow forward the way we're doing it with limited shooting time is probably the right way either. We've got to find a balance where we can get these guys practicing and shooting shots, but not take away from our team's overall development. So it's something we talk about daily as a staff. We got to keep thinking about, working on, and finding the best balance there for the team, and then obviously for our shooting as well.
We have time for about 1 more, maybe 2 if the first one's short.
Before the season, you talked about the importance of the seniors showing leadership. McQuatch came on today and he talked about, hopefully his teammates were just nervous, especially the youngest ones. What else have you seen from him off the court and how he leads those younger guys?
Yeah, and you're going to talk about off the court, but I said it after the Rice game. I said it again tonight. The guys that have deer in the headlights after the game, McQuatch just isn't one of those. And I say, just play like him. Like, just play and do what he does. He doesn't care who we're playing, where we're playing, what we're doing. He just goes out and plays. And I think a lot of these other guys, they're young, they're kids, they're learning, they're growing, and they just get paralyzed and they get kind of stuck and frozen when they need to be just playing. And hopefully he can continue to lead the way in that regard. There's only so much talking you can do off the court. There's no substitute for experience. And we played an older team. This is the youngest team I've ever coached. And we've just got to find a way to get them caught up as quickly as humanly possible. And Quatch is an amazing symbol for that, someone that can show the way. And hopefully we just get more guys following along as quickly as we can.